Hey everyone, my name is Death by Bobby. If you are new here, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be going through a stream build that I've been working on for The Sims 4. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you like or do not like. Open to criticism, trying something new, making this specifically for you guys here on YouTube. So let's get straight into the game. This is what I kind of I'll make it a separate video, just kind of going over what I worked on so far, but this is the builds currently. Okay, so I decided that it would be a little bit easier if I just did a voiceover, kind of going over my thoughts and what I was doing during this build instead of having to drag it all out for however long it took me to finish this. With the apartment complex, I was really thinking like it's a container home. It's going to be like younger people trying to start their life. So what I'm doing here is basically trying to figure out how to work mods. You know how it is. It's a struggle. But this is the only unit that I really furnished the other day on stream. So for this, I'm just kind of finishing up the final details. I really wanted to make sure that I captured all of the kind of icky parts of, you know, your first cheap apartment, your first place that you move into that you can barely afford, but you're just trying to survive and trying to decorate to hide all of the little flaws, but also make sure that the flaws are there because that's what makes it fun. I also decided that adding some plants and just adding some greenery. I love adding greenery into every single one of my builds, and it's just the little details that I really wanted to add in, especially because in the 4 rent pack, as soon as you rent out the unit, you have to rent it out to them furnished, but you're not able to really go back in unless you hate the tenant and you take them out within like the first week that they're there. So I'm trying to add as many of those little details as possible so whoever moves in has the items that they need. I did find these little details to be very difficult because I usually like to use some custom content, but for this, I wanted to make it a lot easier for people and not use any custom content. So if you choose to download this for yourself, you can probably go in and add all of the extra clutter. I'm really hoping, I don't think the person that moved into this unit actually has a dog, but I was really hoping I could find someone with a dog to move into this apartment. So I added a bunch of furniture there for that. Once again, just trying to add in a few decor pieces and a few items that would really just make this more accessible for whoever moves into the apartment. I wasn't sure if I should do like 2 normal beds. I ended up doing a lot of the single beds just because they are small apartments, they are small rooms, and I wanted to add a computer and things of that sort for people. So keeping with the theme of adding as much as possible into a tiny space, because sometimes when you're in a studio, you gotta just squeeze the life out of it. I made it a little grungy. I made it with all of the utter basic items. This apartment ends up renting, I think, for under $50, unfortunately, a day. Which, when you think about it, is like $2,000 a year, but, well, not a year, $2,000 a month. So, not the greatest, but you need to make like 40 or 50 a day for you to continue to make profit, I think. Just play testing there. I was just making sure that people can walk through and still be able to use the items as well. Since my goal with this build is to do like a rags to riches, I was trying to add as many outdoor activities as well whenever I actually remembered to. So I think the last thing I added out there was the chess table. That way it's like a social area where the Sims can all hang out outside of their units. I really struggled with this space. I was trying to figure out how to add like different items that I didn't use in the other buildings, in the other apartments. So I wanted to really use that like stovetop, and ended up not having an oven, but like they can always get an air fryer. I can add something else in later. I just really wanted to use that stovetop because it looks so nice. Yeah, haven't used it in a build before, so. This bookshelf trick is one of my favorite things. I think it just really separates the space and makes it seem like more of a bedroom. And of course, because of that, I think I end up playtesting it here in a moment and finding this really nice chair. Like, I think that is just such a cute little reading nook. I don't think I ended up adding a TV in here, but maybe this person just doesn't want a TV, you know? Maybe they like watching videos on their phone or just anything else. I don't know. I just really love that little nook reading area though. This apartment is probably one of my favorites that I actually did. I know it's one of the smaller ones, but I really enjoy like the college starter apartment life vibes that it gives. I just really enjoy the color scheme, everything. So the nightstands in this apartment just would not work with me. I ended up taking all of them out, and just in a second you'll see that I replaced them with just some flowers, or whatever you want to call them. I don't think they're actually flowers, but I was just trying to separate out the space. Oh yeah, these things here, I do not remember what they're actually called. And then I was trying to figure out a new theme, and went a little bit more of the Bella Goth style, which I think actually really works out, and I try to play with that throughout the entire rest of the apartment too. Now, before I start on it, I will say this kitchen is not something I am proud of. It's probably my worst kitchen ever, but I really didn't want to put the kitchen right at the front door, so we kind of made it work, and I gave them a sink. So, yeah, don't judge me for this. It's just a little wraparound, wrap around. I really just started to fall in love with the plants there. So that's kind of, I was just trying to add as many plants as possible. This just felt like someone who would go to Home Depot and buy every plant they possibly could. And until I could figure out what else to do, I just kept on adding plants. And what I'm doing now is just separating out the units. If you haven't built with For Rent, it is so glitchy if you've already portioned out the apartment. So I highly recommend do as I'm doing here and don't section out the apartments until after you finished your builds, because it starts to get really slow in build mode. And then I was just really curious about how much all of the units would go for, so I just started going through and finding my tenants and filling up the units so that way I could make money, because I was about to take away all the money that my character had, because she is not going to have a single cent until she makes rent. That is my build, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you do like the build behind me, go ahead and look down in the description. I will have my information for the Sims gallery where you can go ahead and download this and other builds that I've done in the past. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Okay, bye.